God's grain. Privacy is God's grain we trade away for undermined conveniences. Sharing and receiving empties one's heart into nostalgia, i.e., memes. Internet is the gateway to infamy. Going against God's grain is to milk and undermine fame. Discord is a ballad bent on securing attention without concern. Virality advertises undermined conveniences. Rinse and repeat. Sisyphus, the eternal struggle. Sisyphus, a figure from Greek mythology, embodies the futility of endless effort without reward. As punishment for his cunning defiance of the gods, he was condemned to push a massive boulder up a hill only for it to roll back down every time he neared the top. His labor was eternal, his success unattainable. So we're a hive of Sisyphus. We're a hive of Sisyphus. Right? So if you see the video on this side, I made a fractal out of Sisyphus, a fractal. So what you're seeing is over and over, deeper and deeper, deeper, deeper. So hopefully I've figured out how technically to do that, so I could just make this an easy editing video. So let's go back to here. Oops. Okay, God's grain. What I'm saying is that in terms of, this is kind of the path of Sisyphus. God's grain, Sisyphus goes against God's grain. Right? Is going against God's grain. Because privacy is God's grain we trade away for undermined conveniences. So we stay the line on God's grain, but then for undermined conveniences, we start to waver. We start to waver, right? And we got to pull it in, right? How do we do this? How do we waver? By sharing and receiving, which empties one's heart into the boulder. The boulder is our nostalgia. Sisyphus pushes his nostalgia up a hill. Let go of the nostalgia. It's his nostalgia that Sisyphus won't let go. And it's a burden. But how will he be satisfied by giving and receiving without pouring one's heart into the basin of nostalgia in the form of a heavy boulder? And then the nose is God's nose. So it's like Sisyphus has God's nose. So he's rolling, the hill he's on is God's nose, which is his own nose. And he pushes a boulder up the hill, the nose, that represents his nostalgia. If he doesn't push the nostalgia up the hill, you'll have no basin to be satisfied by the giving and receiving Sisyphus gave, and to those that gave to Sisyphus. So that is why he pushes the boulder, representing his nostalgia, up a hill, which is God's nose, which is his. Stay away from the internet.